Hello and welcome to Jeremiah, the bark licking giraffe. And right there he is, my friends, licking the bark off of all these trees right here. And that's not very fun for me, but probably fun for him. Hey, first and foremost, make sure you have your notebook out and you're ready to take some good old notes. And here we go. Jeremiah Giraffe has a passion for tree bark. It is his favorite meal. He wraps his tongue around a branch and then pulls the bark off and into his mouth, just like that right there, my friends. Yesterday, Jeremiah ate bark off 3 branches. He eats 3/5 of a branch for each meal. How many 3/5 meals of bark did Jeremiah have yesterday? And your hint is, how many 3/5 are in 3? So let's just go ahead and create our mathematical models first, okay? So what I'm going to do is just make 3 fraction boxes, okay? And there's one, and then I'm going to make 2 more here and space them out. Actually, I'm going to space them like this, okay? Now, I am trying to break these into 5 parts, okay? So each box will be broken into 5 parts, which means 4 lines. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that gives me 5 parts in each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So all 3 boxes have 5 parts. Now, each meal that Jeremiah eats here is going to be 3/5 of a whole branch. So let's just go ahead and color in these. And I'm going to color the first one in yellow. So let's say that he eats, this is his first meal, and it is 3/5. I need to just kind of make this a little bit better there. Okay, super. Now, let's say that he has another meal, and we'll do this one in green. So he has another 3/5. Well, this is 2 right here. So I'm going to have to make another one right here that he eats another third. So now for his first meal, I got 1, 2, 3 out of the 4, 5, right? And then for the second meal, I've got 1, 2, 3 out of 5, right? So now I need to make another group of 3, and I'll do that in blue this time. So we'll grab 3 here. And that gives me 1, 2, 3 out of 4, 5, right? And now I'm going to get another group of 3. So let's just go ahead and do that. And I'll do that in yellow again. I've got 1 here, and then 2, 3 right here, 2, 3 right there. Superb. And finally, I've got these last 3 here, and I'll do that in green. And let's do that right here. And now if I start to count these, I can see that his first meal is right here. So that's 1 meal of 3/5 of a branch. His second meal is here and here, right? So that's his second meal, this and this. This will be his third meal. So I've got a third meal here. His fourth meal is here and here. And then he's going to have a 5th meal right there. So the answer is that he will have 5 meals, right, of the bark branch. That's really good stuff, right? Hey, so this is the mathematical model. Let's go ahead and look at the algorithm. And in this case, you would just take 3 and divide it by 3/5. Now, once again, he's got 3 branches. Here's 1, 2, right? There's a third one somewhere. And we're dividing that into meals of 3/5 of a branch, right? So now we're going to take this 3 and convert it into an improper or top-heavy fraction. And we'll just make it 3 over 1, right? And then we're going to divide that by 3/5, right? So now with division of fractions, you can either multiply the reciprocal or you can use mountains and valleys. If I multiply the reciprocal, I'm going to leave this first fraction alone. So I'll rewrite that as 3 over 1. And then I would take this, actually I'll take the division sign and multiply. So I'll turn that into multiplication. And then the 3/5, I multiply the reciprocal, which means I flip it upside down. So the 5 will be on top and the 3 on the bottom. So the 5 on the top and the 3 on the bottom. And then with multiplication, you just multiply straight across. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put my answer in blue. And you've got 5 times 3 is going to give you 15. And right here, you got 1 times 3 is going to give you 3, right? And bam, right there. Now, before I simplify this, and it does need to be simplified because it is top heavy, I'm going to show you another strategy, and that strategy is called mountains and valleys. So I can make a mountain first, and I'll do that in red, and I'm going to make a mountain by going up and down, and I'm going to plug my equal sign in right here. And if I do that with my mountain, and I'm going to multiply, I'm going to go 1 times 3 is going to give me 3 here on the bottom for my denominator, right? And then I'll make a valley, and I'll make the valley in blue, and I'm going to come down here. Whoops, I don't want to use the pencil. I want to use the marker. And I'm going to come down here in blue, and I got 3 times 5, which is going to give me the 15. And as you see, 15 thirds is the same as 15 thirds right here, right? So you can either take this division problem and multiply the reciprocal, or you can simply do mountains and valleys, and you'll get the same answer, okay? Now, this is top heavy because your numerator is bigger than your denominator, so it's called an improper fraction. So I need to simplify that, and I always tell my students you can think of fractions in 3 ways: 15 thirds, 15 out of 3, or in this case, 15 divided by 3. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We'll do it in red, and I'm going to take 15, and I'm going to divide it by 3. Fantastic. 3 will go into 15 5 times, because 5 times 3 will give you exactly 15, and that's going to zero out. And there you have 5 meals, and as you see, that agrees with our mathematical model right there. And bam, that is how you solve division problems when you have a whole number and you're dividing it by a fraction. So what I'd like you to do right now is actually back this video up to when I first started doing the mathematical model, and then play a little, pause and copy, play a little, pause and copy, play a little, pause and copy, until you've copied the whole thing and done this whole problem side by side with me, because my friends, that is the fastest way to learn. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.